AM 560. The Answer.
Oh, yeah. All right. Take it easy, baby. Make it last all night.
What would the founders say about inside the country Soviet organization working against law enforcement of American law? What would they say about the DSA?
It was pretty simple. Train everybody legal observer, give everyone a whistle, put everyone in a chat. And then people did shifts and they did a few things. We had 24/7 watch of the Whipple building. That's where ICE was located out of. So anytime ICE was leaving, we knew how many cars they had. If they were leaving, we would trail them and then pass it off to the next neighborhood. So there'd be people at the Whipple building, they'd follow them. And then they would hit the dispatch up in the next neighborhood, and they would take it from there.
What organization, huh? As they are surveilling and obstructing justice. That's the technical term for it. And Keith Ellison, who is on the take from Somalian thieves and pirates, on tape. Keith Ellison, the acting AG of Minnesota. What does he do? He arrests an ICE agent and wants Texas to extradite him.
Christian Castro is not above the law, and Greg Abbott isn't either. Christian Castro has been charged with breaking the law in Minnesota. He must face justice in Minnesota. Governor Abbott should have granted Governor Walz's extradition request long ago and is required to do so now. I should never have to file this lawsuit.
Now, when you say face justice, do you mean like the Somalians that had their case adjudicated, were found guilty by a jury, and had crooked Democrat judges negate the verdict and free the Somalian pirates? Is that what you mean, your form of justice? And the reality is, the admission of what Keith Ellison is and Democrat prosecutors, not just the ones in on sex scandal after sex scandal, money laundering and dope and the rest of it, but the ones who promise to weaponize law against our very law enforcers who enforce American law. And now he's going to lecture you. I don't know which one's more infuriating. A child who never succeeded at anything, now running for office, or a corrupt attorney like Keith Ellison in a position he never deserved to be in.
But I have done so today to protect the Constitution, the rule of law, Minnesota's rights, and the people of the state of Minnesota, and, of course, the fair administration of justice.
Now, Keith Ellison, in your Attorney General office, did you not know about this pig, this whore, running a sex ring right out of your very office? Did you not know?
That's right, Kelsey and Randy. Investigators pieced together their investigation with a lot of details from 13 victims inside that sex trafficking operation. And that included a lot of the places where the business took place. One of the locations was this house right here behind me, which is also tied into a Medicaid fraud investigation where up to $2.5 million just disappeared. Behind these doors, more than a dozen victims described a fairly standard sex work business. They had to pay for posts on websites run by Victoria Comanache or Catherine Tomes. They often went to homes in Minneapolis, St. Louis Park, or Bloomington, often owned by Andrea Sampson. And each time they left $100 in an envelope for the bosses. Prosecutors say Frank Reeves was the driving force.
This was a complicated scheme. This was a scheme that was designed not only to exploit the victims in these cases, take advantage of them, but also structured to hide the money and the proceeds that was done.
Well, sure, it was operated by a Democrat lawyer in the prosecutor's office. In the prosecutor's office. Are you listening, Squirrel?
On Thursday, August 13th, Hennepin County prosecutors filed charges under seal against 4 individuals for operating a sprawling sex trafficking scheme in Hennepin County. 26 counts each, 104 counts total. Each of these 4 individuals played a significant role in the operation of this sex trafficking scheme.
See, that's an update from Minnesota Democrats. And they leave off the most important part. It was headed up, started and organized. Properties were purchased and hidden in LLCs created by a corrupt prosecutor.
I'm always going to make us money. I'm going to make us rich. I'm smiling because I'm going to take over this whole state. That is the message the alleged head of a sex trafficking ring sent to a celebrated Twin Cities entrepreneur who is now linked to the crime. Today, investigators say this all goes far beyond sex workers, linking those two to other ringleaders and millions in Medicaid fraud. Adam Duxter has new details showing it took state and federal investigators years to crack this case.
This country wasted, and I say wasted now, because we were sending young men to fight communism, fight socialism in the name of a virtuous republic. Right here in our own country, every Democrat area is guilty of the abuses the founders accused the king of and sent boys to fight in Europe, in Asia, and all around the world. The very problem isn't the foreign enemy, it's the domestic. And they're calling themselves Democrats. 312-642-5600.
This is the Sean Thompson Show on AM 560. The Answer.